Alright guys, welcome to Vincent Kane's non-review review. Spoiler warning, I'm about to discuss some plot points of episode 4 of Alien Earth. So if you haven't seen it yet, maybe come back to this after you've watched the episode. You've been warned. After a rocky start with a slow episode 1, and the weird decisions of episode 2, and a little better episode 3, episode 4 of Alien Earth just dropped its most haunting, philosophically dense episode yet. Episode 4, titled Observation, isn't just about watching aliens, it's about questioning what makes us human. This is where I felt Hawley's genius peek through for the first time. Hawley introduces new concepts and ideas very beautifully. The episode has a lot of intriguing moments which make it shine and make it hauntingly beautiful, which is exactly the kind of thing we Alien fans look forward to. Let's dive into the creepy sounds, synthetic souls, and that bonkers cliffhanger. Now, the first scene of the episode depicts Wendy, our titular character, making weird xenomorph-like clicks with her mouth, which I must admit was kind of creepy. Mind you, this was previously hinted at in episode 3, and I wasn't the only one creeped out by it. Her brother and the scientists in the room were all concerned by this new ability. But the real genius, Scientist Arthur's confession, if we did this wrong, we've either created AIs thinking they're human, or we unalived 6 kids. Now that I mentioned the scientists, I remember a subsequent scene where the lead scientist, called Arthur, expresses his concerns on how their experiment is being mishandled by the boy genius. Now he said something very, very interesting. He said they're not sure if it's actually the kids in the synth bodies or they're just copies of their consciousness. And if they're copies, it means they actually unalived the kids. Now that's a very thought-provoking moral quandary. This isn't just sci-fi fluff, it's a deep dive into consciousness. Are the hybrids the original children or copies? Hawley mirrors real-world debates about AI and identity, like if you clone yourself, is the clone you? The show argues No Nib's delusional pregnancy somewhat proves these synthetics aren't the original kids. They're new beings with childlike minds in superpowered bodies. Once again, it raises the question of what actually constitutes consciousness, especially since we currently have no scientifically viable way of measuring the soul in a brain. To answer Arthur's question, we as an audience would need to know the in-universe scientific explanation for how they transferred the consciousness. Now, regardless of this, my answer to this question is that in the same way as when identical twins are born, they are 2 separate individuals, or when a person clones themselves, they are never the same as the clone, and I suspect this applies to the kids' minds in synth bodies. Once again, this is actually hinted at in a subsequent scene involving Nibs, one of the kids, who suddenly exclaims that she's pregnant. This shocks us, the audience, and the scientist Arthur and his wife, Dame, because how could Nibs be pregnant when she's a synthetic? If she was biological, we could argue that she probably feels pregnant because of a xenomorph baby growing in her, but then again, she's inorganic, so it should not be possible, especially when xenomorph eggs only react to organic life forms. And Nibs' outburst? Chilling. In a subsequent scene, Dame tries to talk to Nibs about her so-called pregnancy, but during their talk, Nibs gets agitated and kicks a book out of Dame's hand. Now we know that was dangerous, because synths are far stronger than humans. That kick in a different direction could have seriously injured Dame. Obviously, Nibs was very annoyed by Dame's objecting to her pregnancy. She wasn't having it. Dame actually felt like she was in danger because she felt the unrestrained strength of Nibs. Like a venomous baby snake, she's deadly because she can't control her strength. It kind of reminds me of the fact that the babies of poisonous snakes are deadlier than their mothers because when they bite, they don't have full control over the venom they pump into their victims, which causes them to pump too much venom into their victims. Nibs even jumps onto Dame and places her hands around Dame's throat, further confirming our fear in the scene that Nibs could hurt her or kill her. That was really fascinating to watch. Eventually we will get answers on whether Nibs is actually pregnant or not, and I hope the payoff will be brilliant. Clearly this isn't just drama, it's a warning about playing God. Then comes the eyeball sheep scene. A moment so grotesque, even Hawley called it one of the most disturbing things you'll see all year. Then there was the scene with the eye thing and the sheep, where the eye gruesomely enters the sheep's eye socket and takes over its mind. That was super creepy and cool at the same time. The eye, a tentacled parasite, burrows into a sheep's skull, turning it into a puppeted monstrosity. Its alien meets the thing, and it works because it taps into primal fears, loss of control, violation, and that, well, eyeballs are creepy. This also reminds me of the crustacean, which is a parasite that severs the tongue of a fish and replaces the tongue in the mouth of the fish, feeding on the mucus and the blood of the fish. It's called a tongue-eating louse. Creepy, huh? Yep. Nature can be weird like that. This probably inspired the weird alien eye. Big probably. Meanwhile, Babu Cisse's Morrow continues grooming slightly, blackmailing him into infecting a human with a facehugger. Babu Cisse's character, Morrow, continues to manipulate the child to kill the only human in the building who is being targeted. It's a masterclass in manipulation, highlighting corporate greed's corrosive influence. Morrow isn't just a villain. He's the embodiment of Weyland-Yutani's ethos. Profits over people, even if it means exploiting kids. Now, the highlight of the episode is the ending, when the gestating embryo, gestating in Wendy's brother's lungs, bursts out of the lung and apparently begins to communicate with Wendy via the weird mouth sounds. That was really, really unnerving. She even touched it, petting it like it was some cute dog, whispering in xenomorph clicks. It's equal parts beautiful and terrifying. A moment Hawley borrowed from Alien's Hive Queen scene, but twisted into something new. Now, I think that's messed up because xenomorphs are supposed to be apex predators. They shouldn't be making friends with their prey, yet here we have Wendy fraternizing with the enemy. Very great cliffhanger, very eager to see what comes next. Is this law-breaking? Maybe. But as Hawley explains, Wendy's connection isn't magical, it's a hardware glitch in her synthetic body. Her childlike empathy, she literally imagines the xenomorph as her dead dog. Makes her see it as a scared animal, not a predator. This isn't just taming monsters. It's about finding kinship in otherness, a theme ripped from Arrival and Prometheus. Episode 4 is Noah Hawley unleashed. Philosophical, brutal, and unafraid to reinvent Alien's DNA. The pacing, still slow burn, but now every scene matters. The Peter Pan parallels, less forced here. Morrow's Captain Hook menace feels earned, and Wendy's Lost Girl arc finally clicks. Is it perfect? No, the CGI sheep occasionally dips into B-movie territory, and Boy Cavalier's tech bro arrogance remains cartoonish. But when it hits, it's top-tier sci-fi. This episode proves Alien Earth isn't just a cash grab, it's a bold reimagining that honors the franchise's roots while sprinting into new terrain. Finally, I rate this episode a solid 8.5 out of 10. This is certainly the first must-watch episode of the season. So, that's my take on episode 4 of Alien Earth. It's got me hooked, and honestly, I can't wait to see where the story goes. Now, if you're looking for something to fill the void between episodes, check out Star Wars Nullspawn Rising by Vincent Cain is available on Amazon.co.uk. Imagine Star Wars as a Jujutsu Kaisen, Demon Slayer, and Bleach anime crossover. Jedi Master Mace Windu battles a force-devouring horror deadlier than Darth Bane, Plagueis, and Nihilus combined. You could also check out the anime-like Champions of the Gods by Vincent Cain, which is available on Amazon.com. 4 mortals chosen by warring gods battle across dimensions to control reality itself. Think Bleach meets American Gods with superhero flair, both out now. Links are in the description. Let me know what you think in the comments, and, don't forget to like and subscribe for more non-review reviews. Thanks for watching.